sana to yet another episode of Nkankatha channel. If you're new here, karibu sana. If you're not new, thank you so much for keeping it Nkankatha channel. Thank you guys for 200 subscribers. We are now on the road to 1k subbies, and I'm so happy. Like, I celebrate small wins so much. Thank you guys for keeping it Nkankatha channel. Please subscribe. Kamakawa, let's get to 1k. Share amongst your circles, with your friends, with your family, with your boyfriends and girlfriends, with your side girlfriends and boyfriends. Girl. Share with your cousins, share with your nieces, your nephews. Let's get to 100k. Hiyo ndio nataka kusema. Thank you so much guys for 200 is a huge number. Now imagine you in this room. You can't even to share. You can't. So yeah, thanks guys. For those who are new, my name is Nkatha Mutungi. I am a content creator. I work full-time as a monitoring and evaluation assistant for a foundation. So karibuni. Oh, I'm 23. I shoot content around skincare. Yeah. I shoot content around beautiful spaces. I shoot content around hacks like we are doing today, money hacks. Hacks about life generally, nothing specific. I shoot content around favorites. I plug you guys to the good stuff, you know. And I shoot content around tags also, like with maybe sibling tags, bestie tags, just tags in general, nothing specific. Yeah, so karibuni sana. Happy New Year. I just felt the need to do that long intro because it's been a while. I genuinely missed sitting down and shooting content. Sasa tuko hapa tushiriki katika content hii na tuongee kuhusu fedha, tuongee kuhusu hela, tuongee kuhusu pesa, tuongee kuhusu money matters for my international audience, manifesting or rather praying about it. I was saying those are words for money in Swahili. That's money in Swahili. Fedha, hela, pesa. Yeah. So guys, let's get to it. And I'd like to give a disclaimer first that I am not an expert when it comes to finances. Like, I too am on a journey. Like, I'm also struggling, but I don't know, I just felt the need to share this content with you because see, we grow and tuna evolve. Eventually when I get better tips, I'll share it. I'll always update. There's always room for growth here. So I just felt like I should kickstart this journey with a few things I feel are really necessary, especially to us guys. Sisi my youth, you know. Yeah, so let's talk money. I know for sure money is usually such a taboo topic around African society communities. Like, money is usually such a taboo topic, even in your circles sometimes. Nobody ever talks about money. I don't know about you, but then the more I've exposed myself and interacted with people, you discover that more and more people are talking about money, and they are actually very willing to give you hacks and tips about money. So here's mine. As I mentioned earlier, I'm actually turning 24 this year. Oh girl, una grow. Yeah, so I don't know, one of my goals this year is to be a smart money woman, to be very financially stable is really wide, but like to figure out my stuff financially, or to do better by myself financially. So here's how I've been doing it. I started earning when I was 22 in 2019. Yeah, so 23, the whole of 23 I've been earning. I started tunaingia 24 in April on for 20. Just saying in case you'll feel blessed, utasikia umeguzwa. Birthday gifts are highly accepted in this channel, but like, I'm joking. Am I really? I don't think I am, but like, yeah, so I'm turning 24 this year, and I feel like it's really important. Finances are really money is a very big issue. I don't know why people like downplaying it or just funikaing it chini ya rugs or chini ya carpet, because it's key. Money is important. I don't know why people like bashing money. Me, I feel like money is important. Hiya, so let's get to the first point that has worked for me. Disclaimer, what works, like I always say, ata na skincare, what works for me might not necessarily work for you. So there's a friend of mine who always says, take what works for you, the rest ukitoka kule pale nje kwana always have, he says this at work, always have a garbage truck hapo nje ya kazi. Ukiteremka ushuke, if something didn't make sense, leave it pale kwenye truck, and if something made sense and it's insightful, bebana nayo uende nayo wapi? Nyumbani. So that's what I'm going to tell you guys. So let's start, because I don't want this to be a long video. I know I really divert. So the first one for me, and it's one of my goals actually, is to save your money. I feel like it's really important, and I was doing research because I know for sure during my first year of employment I didn't, I'm going to be giving a lot of personal experiences. I was just saving for the sake, because I was told ni muhimu mtu kuwa na pesa yake mahali umeweka umesave. But then I didn't know exactly why I was saving. So the more I exposed myself to content on money, about money, I figured out that you can actually save for nothing specific, and it can also be broad. Like you can just save for the mere fact of a saving culture, developing a saving culture. Imagine, like unaweza kwa tu kisave ndio ujifunze kusave. That's number one. You can actually save to travel. Mimi napenda travel for she's my knees. So you save for travel. You can save for what else? What else do people save for? A particular thing. You know, everyone, and I'll mention this along the way, priorities differ. Priorities differ. What matters to me may not matter to you. So figure out why you're saving. If you can't, let it just be for the mere fact of a saving culture. And it's nakwanga fiti say unakaa tu unajua, oh by the way niko na kakitu mahali, you know, and then that you're not earning just to eat, like una save for rainy days. Yeah, so save is my first. Number two, track your expenditure. Track your expenditure, guys. I know sometimes mtu yusema ati, sasa hii 20 bob ya kupanda mati kutoka hapa DCG, maybe Tuskys, ita contribute towards it's kidogo money. But then imagine how many times you lipa that 20 bob, and how in 1 year, like those would be so many 20 bobs, they'll accumulate and become such a huge amount. So I feel like it's really important, however small, track your expenditure. Ili ujue where your money goes. It's really important to know where your money goes, so that eventually when you're doing soul searching, you know that I really didn't need this. This actually used to be my expenditure book. I used to do it manually at first, and then I discovered it's not convenient, because sometimes me spendi mizigo, so I don't beba my bag a lot. So I figured I go everywhere with my phone, so I might as well, like, I don't know about which apps, I've not done research, but like on your notepad, which is not the most effective, because kama huja backup, so backup your data. Yeah, that reminds me, I've not. So you track your expenditure. Ujue leo nilitoka hapa nikatumia fare, so kwenda tao nilitumia fare 1 chwani kurudi. Kutoka hapo nika buy nini, nilibuy pen. Track. It's really important to know where your money is going. Number 3, join a circle. Join a circle. It's very important to have money kwa circle, because of the long-term benefits. Yeah, at one point you may need to start a business, and then the circle loans you the money. At one point, it's also actually really good for, which brings me to point number 1 for saving, because they chomoa a certain amount from your salary, and that money iko mahali tu, like uko na kakitu mahali. Hata ukitaka kuanza project at one point unajua uko na kakitu mahali. So I think circles are really important. If you look at the long-term benefits, unaangalia circle ni important. Tithe. First of all, this is a very, very open channel. I don't think I'm usually discriminatory when it comes to people and their beliefs. I'm actually very liberal and very open-minded. Wewe unajua Mungu wenye unaoshpingi. Mi wangu ni God of Abraham, Isaac. Why does it sound so? Yeah, that's the God I worship. So in his word, he says that we should bring, in his word, in the specific book ya Malachi, he says that we should bring the whole tithe into the storehouse. Yeah? So that there may be food in his house. So me I chomoa my tithe. By the way, tangu nianze work, kwanzia my first job ile ya census, I don't rob God. And there are consequences za kurob God. And by the way, tithe ni mandatory. Because he says bring ni command, lete. So I don't know about you guys. Interact pia na watu, you discover that people have very different and varying opinions about tithe. But that's mine. Me, I'd suggest you tithe. And don't tithe. I learned this along the way. Because you know, even when you maliza that verse, it says that I may open the floodgates, ama the gates and the windows of heaven, and you'll get so much blessing, you'll not have enough room for, the Lord, Lord, take me to church. So, me, Sister Danganya, the first times I was tithing, because I was kind of hoping for the floodgates to open. I ain't gonna lie, guys. Hapa nakwanga genuine. Na imeni get into so much trouble and so much beef for speaking my mind. Well, come to think of it. So the first few months I was tithing for the sole purpose of seeing if the Lord will open his floodgates and hizo blessings stanza come through. But then don't tithe, because I know he's attached a promise to it, but don't tithe na hiyo ati giving expectations. Tushanga, because you'll be put for waiting season, and then now what will happen? Yeah, will you stop tithing? You won't. So tithe. Then again, it's up to you. Remember, what works for me may not work for you. Na mkumbuke, mkitoka kwa hii channel, mko na garbage truck hapo nje. Pick what is relevant to you. Next, taxes. You guys, let's talk tax. If you can, educate yourself on tax. I remember sharing this experience in one of my work hacks video. I think it was work hacks 1.0. Educate on how to file your returns. Because girl, and then when you enter a contract na employee, not my current one, my previous one, niliwambia how tax walikuwa they never told us, guys, that okay, the way they were filing our taxes, walikuwa na file a certain percentage, then hiyo ingine ikakuja on us. Una enjoy tu salary hapo, una enjoy tu hizo wages. Then because tulikuwa tunalipwa hiyo iko salary, ilikuwa ni wages. So tunataxiwa a certain amount. Kumbe hao wasini wajanja hako wanilipa the whole thing. Kidogo unajikuta uko na deni KRA. So educate yourself. Ask hata kama ni contractual, ask your employers about tax. Yeah, so now I had to lipa KRA. Nilikuwa how much? I think ilikuwa 3,000 for 2 months. But those guys were compensating us really well. But then hapo kwa tax. Is that what I wanted to share about tax, really? I wanted to say, be mentally prepared for tax. You know how they say, give to God what belongs to God and to Caesar what belongs to Caesar? Guys, Caesar takes. He takes. Anachukwanga. Caesar takes a huge percentage. And you know, sir, tax you depend na bracket yenye uko. But Caesar takes. Guys, Caesar takes. And you know, it bothers me. I feel like if you are being taxed like that, heavily like that, and you see changes, maybe in healthcare sector, infrastructure, you see changes kwa hizi industries. Take Caesar, take all of it. But inachukuliwa, and then it ends up in corrupt people's pockets. And then they generate generational wealth from hardworking Kenyans. So prepare too for tax. Taxes are teeth. We ain't cussing. My parents are subscribers now. prioritize between needs and wants. Needs versus wants. Marketing students pale kwea, oh yeah, mimi nilifanya commerce marketing. I'm a marketing major. Needs ni what you can't do without. Wants ni two luxuries, something you desire. So what do you need and what do you want? This goes a very, very huge, it plays a very huge part when it comes to money matters, because don't go spending for things that are not necessary. That's something I did a lot during my first year of employment. I'm now in my second year of employment. Oh Lord, girl, go you. Yeah, what do you need? And normalize for this year what I've been doing, because I've realized I kind of spend on wants. When I'm, say, let me give you guys an example. Say I go to the supermarket and I see something I hadn't intended on planning, which brings me to my next point. Plan. So I see it, I want it. So if I see something and I hadn't intended to buy it before, it's a want. It's urgent. I've been doing this to myself, which I think is very emotionally draining. But I asked myself, can I do without this? If the answer is yes, imagine naiacha. It requires a lot of discipline. Because I'm coming from a place where ilikuwa unataka nini mrembo, pewa kwa bili yangu, me to me, emphasis, pesa yangu. So I was a spendthrift. Still am, because bado niko kwa jani. You just don't wake up and change a habit. So I've made it a habit. It's not yet become a habit. It's like a coping mechanism. Like when I get to the supermarket and see that coffee table and I say, this is a nice coffee. It's not a need. It's a want. I want it. Just for the mere fact that I desire it. Say for hata say naitaka kufanya nini shwali, what do I need a table for? You see, it's a want. I can do without it. Then najiuliza, is it necessary? Ni must, si must. Achana nayo uende. You'd have opted to buy it. So yeah, this is where I was to bring in that point, your priorities. You'll interact with people and see priorities are what you differ. There are people who, for them, and I'm not judging here by the way, and it's something you guys, you'll see even for yourselves. Kuna mtu kwake priority ni tuseme style, and it's okay, ako allowed, that's their money, their hard-earned money. Someone's priority is living in, say, a high-end estate or area, leafy suburbs, ukipenda. Hiyo ni priority yake. Priority ya mtu mwingine ni sherehe. So it's important to know what matters to you. Sitasema mingi. Let's talk about planning. Plan for your money. And don't plan for money you don't have. Don't plan ikikuja hapo, ikuja mkononi uione, hela yangu imefika. You can start planning. You say, have segments. Je, napenda entertainment budget. I earn X amount. Entertainment, I'll allocate P amount. Say here, I'll allocate J amount. Say what? Personal effects, uteka M amount. So plan for your money. Plan for money that you have. Don't go planning for money that you don't have. I'm saying this because I work for a very good employer. Tulipata at one point, because it's in the agricultural sector. So bonus, as employers got bonus. So there were rumors that kutakuwa na bonus. Don't start planning for that bonus before you see it. See it and then it come through ndio unaanza kusema, I'll do this and this and this with that money. Don't plan for money you don't have. And also plan for your money. Mnaget. Divide what matters to you. Priorities zako ni nini? Is it food? Is it shelter? Is it clothing for those who say spend on that, plan for it, and don't go outside your budget. I'm speaking to myself also. Don't go outside your budget. If you said nita spend on 100 bob ya bairu ama chwani ya bairu, usipite chwani. No, ukipita chwani, say it, because sometimes stuff happens. You think una underestimate ama una overestimate, and then you go there and you're like, oh word, it's not even 100 bob, it's 200. Learn malio, that other 100 bob will chomoka. Where will you chomo it from? Will you chomo it from, say, your entertainment budget? Tuseme, oh, nili overspend hapa kwa personal, kwa stationery, wacha nitoe kwa entertainment. Okay. Natumai kwamba tuendelea vizuri. Mafans, nilikuwa naenda kusema mafans. Nyinyi mafans wangu. Thanks. Next, lock savings account. For those who struggle with saving, I feel like I have a saving culture that I can vouch for myself, because nili managed to save sana my first year, so I ended up blowing that money, which brings me to this point for lock savings. Like, just let me get water. We interrupt this program to bring you back. I'd gone for a brief break. I was talking about the lock savings account. So I ended up blowing my, niliwambia I'll speak a lot about myself, because yeah, lock savings, I started my lock savings account because I ended up blowing my savings for my first year. Yeah, because I had access to it. Yeah. Sorry guys, the lighting ilikuwa ina shift a bit. It's getting dark. Should bring out my ring light. Oh Lord. Yeah, so lock savings account. Sure, tumalize your topic. Yeah. So I feel like it's a sure bet if you save and if you lock your savings, as opposed to, it could be for 3 months, for 6 months, as opposed to before when you have access. Because mine was in a certain account, so I had my ATM card. I could easily access my savings. But then lock savings account na sako ziko same WhatsApp group, because do I show more my ring light? No, it's fine. Because you don't have instant access to that money, and you're building your savings for rainy days, just in case you money, because you never know. If you want uncertainties mob. Let's talk about M-Pesa. I feel like you should always have money on, you should always have mobile money. Don't always be liquid, because sometimes you leave the house and you forget your wallet. Just have emergency money on phone. Yeah, I feel like that really worked for me, because sometimes unasahau, you're like, oh my word, unakumbuka kwa maths that, oh shoot, I don't have my wallet, because you packed in a rush. So you end up calling your mom and dad and telling them to send you fare, because girl, you ain't got money. Una pesa kwa M-Pesa. And I don't know why I used to have such a negative attitude about, no, it wasn't a negative attitude actually. I used to blow a lot of money on airtime for M-Pesa. That's why I never used to have M-Pesa money sana, because unatumia so much money, so much airtime, you end up with zero, because umenunua so much data, so much umeongea na watu. So that brings me to another extra point. You can get a very good working airtime bundle or plan, data plan. For me, postpaid did it for me. Yeah, because it's actually cheaper kukua on postpaid. But then again, mkumbuke nini? What works for me may not work for you. Na point nani? Or the next person. Who is the next person? Yeah. So you're the next person. So yeah, I think that also worked for me. I'd like to wind this up with kuna vitu, what are you investing? Let's talk about investments. This is something I've not really delved into deeper, but after reading The Smart Money Woman, I feel like at one point in my life, this is something I'd want to do, to invest heavily, because you don't go to sleep late, wake up early just to blow your money. At one point you'd want to see returns, like I've worked, this is my blood and sweat, I've invested in this. For now, me niko na two small investments which I'd highly encourage, like niko na tripod, ring light, my phone is actually also an investment, skincare pia an investment. So I don't know, but eventually I'd want to go deeper. Vitu kama stocks, una learn about it. So I think that's something you could also explore. Then, investment groups, aka chamas. Are you in one? Because I am in one. We have one kama family, like the nuclear family, where everyone chomoa a certain amount of money, and that pool, eventually it's an investment you're making, because una contribute, eventually it will become something really big, and you could also put that money to very good use. My youth, nimesema nataka kuongelesha watu wangu. I think it's very important to accept where you are financially. There's no harm in saying, could you accept inakwanga very important, because there's no harm in saying, for now I can't afford to do ABCD because I don't have that money, instead of getting into debt for that. Hey, people out here, I hear stories and I'm like, wow, really? Like, all for the gram? I see must. By the way, see must. I can't come and kill myself. You know, like, I don't know who needs to hear this, but see must. Live within your means. By the way, that should have been a point. Me will live within my means. So hata sikuwa naona. I thought, me udhani kila mtu kwa, you'd be surprised. Live within your means, ndio usije ukaumia baadaye. You see, like, as sasa niko debt free, so I'm comfortable, I'm happy. I'm imagining someone who stands for the gram, like you're always, hata it's not a good look kushinda ukiomba watu pesa just to stand. Are you not embarrassed? This is so embarrassing. If you know that meme, it's my favorite. So accepting it too, in short. Apa, we tell it as it is. Accept yourself, and it comes with so much peace, man, and prosperity. I know, like, at this moment, I can afford to treat myself pale Java. Hapo ndio kwangu umefika. Siwezi enda. What's the most expensive restaurant? I don't know. Because girl, so say siwezi enda. You know? So nitaenda tu hiyo Java yangu nijibambe hapo na nikuwe content. Sasa kusema, lazima sijui nini. Or there's no harm in saving up for good things. Treat yourself, but don't break your neck or don't get into debt for those things. In short, like, accept seme sahi niko na so sahi sina so. But like, an example, sahi niko na so sahi, iso yangu ni itanisaidia nini? Unaanza kusema ABC. Tosheka na hiyo kidogo. One day you'll be able to get there, but don't rush life. Don't get into debt. Unakana watu unasikia stories and you're like, wow, all that for people who don't give a hoot about you. Are you mad? Okay. Again, priorities differ. What matters to me may not matter to them. So, kila mtu hapo maneno hali yake. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed. You've learned a thing or two. Is there any money hack you'd like to share kwa sisi, my youngins? Watu wameanza tu job juzi, ingia kwa sector ya job juzi. I feel like those ones were very relevant. I hope you've learned, and I hope you will share it with your friends who need it. Kwaherini. Please be sure to subscribe, to share, to like, and to comment. Bye.